And speaking of beating, we're going right into this. We're jumping. Perfect transition. We just watched Jake Paul beat Ben Askren's. It's the first few minutes of the pod. So, he beat his face in. What do you guys think about it? I don't think Coop really knows much, but Mike, what do you think about it?
Bro, why are you acting like this is some great achievement that Jake Paul just did?
Because clearly, honestly, I get hyped for these fights. I will say I get hyped to watch Jake Paul fight. I will give him all the credit in the world, not for being a good person. I don't believe he's a good person, not for any of that. But I'll give him all the credit in the world for being the internet's greatest villain and a walking source of content, because he is so, he is the number one. You love to hate this guy, and you just see social media light up with, I want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. I want to see Jake Paul's face get beaten in. Jake Paul is the most punchable face in the world. So personally, I've got to say I'm happy he won, because I'm here for the next fight, even though that event was just horrible.
I'll tell you this. I respect him as an entrepreneur. I respect him as a businessman. I thought the actual event was absolute garbage. The production quality was horrible. There was just random bits, random artists. Doja Cat came up and played 5 songs. I was just not there to watch these various artists perform.
Yeah, even by the time Bieber came on, I was like, can the fight happen? And I love Justin Bieber, but it was like,
wait, hold on, pause. What?
Who doesn't love? You don't love Justin Bieber?
When did you become a Justin Bieber fan?
Closetly since I was 12, but then openly since I was 18.
What?
One time slapped. I'm not gonna lie. For
one time, that's the very beginning.
Why were you hiding your fandom? What was the purpose?
I was in middle school. I mean, you couldn't be a guy and be Justin Bieber fan back then.
Yes. Did you watch one time and you're like, wow, I could really resonate with this guy?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember that song, Korzemba. Could you give me some cues?
All right, cool. Me plus you. I'ma tell you one. Me plus you. I'ma tell you one. Me plus you. I'ma tell you one. One time.
No, that's enough. You're good.
We're keeping that in the pod, right? Okay. So I completely lost my.
I just lost 10,000 subscribers.
Honestly, I think you gained 10,000 subscribers for that.
I hope so. I mean, it was a great singing performance.
So here's the thing: the fight was terrible. I felt robbed from that entire event, because by the time you're sitting through all of this stuff, it's kind of when you have to sit through 3 minutes worth of ads if you have Hulu Live TV, or unskippable YouTube ads if they're 3 or 4 minutes long. And then only there were 3 to 4. It was a 3-hour event. They dragged it on over and over and over again. By the time it gets to the fight, Jake Paul KOs this guy literally within the first round. Yeah, and dude, if you go on Twitter, you could see montages of Ben Askren just getting his ass kicked. They're just beating the crap out of him, and he's hanging in there and he's pulling off W's. So you're telling me that Jake Paul, this guy, was able to KO him that easily? It just seemed so rigged. And at the end of the day, people are applauding Jake Paul for doing it because it was a savvy business move. But I don't think a lot of people are going to watch this next fight unless if it's a big guy.
Yeah, I think, okay, I have multiple things to say on this. One, I agree. The event was so bad. It was entertaining at times. The clips were entertaining. If you made it into a 20-minute segment instead of 5 hours or 6 hours that it was, it'd be entertaining, because Pete Davidson was funny. I mean, it was clearly not an actual take it seriously boxing fight, seeing as Pete Davidson and Snoop were just cracking jokes, drinking, smoking. They were just having a good time, it was funny. I was laughing at Pete, but I agree. That fight was such a mess that they definitely need to bring in someone higher level, a bigger name maybe, for people to trust the next fight, because you see the DAZN fights with like KSI and Logan Paul. Like those were well put together events the entire time. People just love them. Jake Paul, it just, especially with the ending, I agree. Like, I do not think it was a good event, but that ending is the reason why I will say I don't think the actual fight was rigged. Now, do I think Ben Askren didn't care at all about fighting? Yes, I really don't think he cared. He showed up rocking, like, people in my YouTube comments lately have just been ripping me. Like, oh my God, Mike, is your face stung? You've gotten so fat. Ben Askren and me have comparable bodies right now, okay? There's a problem with that. Like, I'm not trained to box. I'm not sure Ben Askren trained. Like, he obviously trained, but he didn't care. Every time Ben Askren was asked, do you think you could beat Jake Paul? He was like, well, Jake thinks he's a good fighter. I don't think Jake's a good fighter. So if he is a good fighter, he'll beat me, but I don't think he is, so I think I'll win. I mean, that's not the words of a killer. Like, people were saying, yeah, oh, Ben's been in the ring with killers and everything. That is not the same Ben Askren that was fighting MMA. It's Ben Askren, hip surgery, hip replacement, whatever it was. Man was not in shape. He literally, like, you saw him walking off right after the match. He didn't care. He was smiling. He was laughing. It was fine. He walked up. I thought it was hilarious. He walking up with a sign that says, "This is Ben," just to make like a mockery of the whole thing because Jake's got a transformer behind him, and Ben Askren is just a cardboard sign that says "This is Ben." Like, that's funny, but I think it was in Triller's best interest for sure for Jake to win because they want Jake to continue to fight and to continue to make them money. But I don't think the fight was rigged for that to happen, specifically because they got zero content out of the fight. It was a 55-second fight. They don't get to post clips. No one was happy with what happened. A 6-round fight, yeah, if Ben takes a dive then, that would make sense to me. But, you know, they wanted that fight to go the distance, as any fight promoter would, I would imagine.
I think what really happened was they told Ben Askren, hey, you need to take a fall and you're going to get a bag. And like at that point, he's like, okay, if I just have to take a fall, then screw you guys. I'm going to take a fall immediately. Give me my bag. I'm going to go and put all this in Dogecoin and we're good.
If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're going to love it. And other than that, have a great day and peace.